Out to backward square, he'll get down the other end, bring Worker on strike. George Worker, 177 runs so far this competition. He is leading the way, and he's captain tonight, Matt.
Yeah, he's got the armband on, and yeah, I guess he's no real stranger to obviously being a senior figure in that CD group. And there's no reason why he won't do a bad job here. He might even give himself a bowl. I'm
trying to think the last time George Worker did have a bowl. Bookie. Or change of pace and dropped in. Clever cricket. Well run.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see Christian Leppard getting run out too many times unless he really sells himself up the river. He's seriously quick between the wickets.
This is an absolute whippet. I've just been confirmed from the back of the box from Anurag Verma that yes, George Worker did bowl a couple in Pookie. That's why you get the players in the box for that intel. And it's great to have him in here at the moment. Coming back from injury, a bit of a side strain, but he's going to be not far away. This one full just punched up to mid-off there. Anton Devcich, the captain, does the fielding. Some good experience in this night side as well when you look at Brownlee and Devcich, two wily campaigners, and when you're 0 from 3, I suppose a bit of experience in the group can really help.
Oh, definitely. You know, Anton Devcich obviously showed his class the other night, obviously in a losing cause. 103 not out, and you know, it's one of those ones shown the way.
It's Fisher to bowl here. It's Dad and they'll run. Well run too. Another single to go with the 4 and the wide. Just the one dot ball this over. It's been a good start from the Stags there. They'll take 9 off the first. Welcome back to a sun-drenched Seddon Park here in Hamilton. An absolutely beautiful evening for this Dream 11 Super Smash encounter. The Stags, they've been put into bat by the Knights. George Worker and Christian Leppard out in the middle and a pretty solid start. 9 off the first, but it's going to be Black Cap Scott Kugelheim to bowl from the commentary end. And he bowls a pretty heavy ball, Matt.
Yeah, Coogie, I love his run-up. I think it's one of the greatest things in world cricket.
Under the eyes, Dab down to mid-on. Mid-on was wide, he had to do a lot of work there. Christian Leppard looking for 2. George Worker says, no thank you, I'll have the strike for the second one here.
Yeah, Freddie Walker got down and gave a great diving effort there to stop the 2, and that's pangs it back into my game-changing Tim Seifert.
Yep, Tim Seifert. He's up to 3rd in the run scoring charts for this Dream 11 Super Smash competition. Of course, burst onto the scene maybe a couple of seasons ago. Scored the 100 down at the Bay Oval, and he's been a mainstay in the Black Caps ever since. So that's what the competition can do for you. If you want to make a name for yourself, and Christian Leppard, he's getting that chance today. Obviously, Ben Smith coming into the lineup as well with Tom Bruce, the captain, away. It's George Worker on strike. Short dab down, another good single, tight, but as you mentioned, Christian Leppard across the ground, he is fast.
Yeah, he's very quick, but cutting that Clark at backward point, that's a great little piece of fielding, went with the throw between the legs, and I saw him do that the other night, and I was like thinking that's something he obviously practices, and yeah, can't wait to see that run out, and I'll definitely be talking about that.
Always a good appreciation of fielding from Matt McEwen, who's joined us in the box, and Courtney Clark, he's at the top of the order for the Knights alongside Tim Seifert. We'll see them a little bit later on. But he's done all right for a start to his career as well. Another young man, you come across him?
Yeah, another young man. I unfortunately
Young men.
Yeah, I haven't actually played him yet, but I'm sure if I bowled a couple of half volleys to him, he'd nick one of them.
Kugelheim again with that distinctive run-up. It's on the legs and it's whipped away from Leopard. That's a great scoring area for him. We saw him get off the mark in the first over like that. He picks up his second boundary.
Yeah, he hasn't really got any out of the middle as of yet, but hey, that's a nice way to get off the mark.
Well, you mentioned that was a scoring zone for him, and if you're good enough to catch up with it and place it, we know the angles here at Seddon Park. You can find the boundary. That left fine leg and deep square, no hope. Leopard, he's 11 off 6. He's going nicely. Kugelheim, no slip here. Trying to get some dots. Oh, and that did kiss through. Seifert takes it almost head height. Good carry.
Yeah, it's a great carry and bounce. At this time of the night, just as the lights are slowly starting to take effect, those shadows across the ground at the moment, it must make it a little bit interesting just with the, the differences in light.
Yeah, well, if anyone's going to get it to fire through to the keeper, it's Scott Kugelheim. Consistently up the 140s, would you say? Kilometres per hour?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Manulife speed gun. Change of pace. It's well placed and Worker backing up nicely. They'll get through for the single. That's what it's about at the top, isn't it, Mac? If you can score boundaries, sure, but also ticking the strike over, keeping the ones, keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, I guess it makes those overs that go for, six singles, and then you throw a boundary in there. That takes it up to that 10-11 run over, and that really makes the difference in these sorts of games.
Matt McEwen mathematics there. We know the sentiment though. Put the ones between the boundaries. Oh, that's quick and width and flash from Worker. He's so good with those hands, but couldn't get that one away. It's 16 for none after 2.
ఇప్పుడు మనది ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ దగ్గరకు వస్తుంది కదా మార్చ్ 31 నువ్వు ఎలా పర్ఫామ్ చేసావో దాని గురించి ఫస్ట్ నీది నువ్వు ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇచ్చుకోవాలి, దాని తర్వాత నీ పియర్స్ కూడా ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇవ్వాలన్నమాట.
If you're just joining us, the Northern Knights won the toss here in the second Dream 11 Super Smash match of the day, elected to bowl. Good crowd in here at Seddon Park. 2 quality teams going at it, plenty of firepower. Push off his width and again through to the keeper. Leopard just indicating that one potentially slight change up.
Yeah, it could be the day for those sort of cross seam deliveries, the one that sort of skids through and then the one that holds itself in the wicket. And then obviously the change in pace, then obviously the end of the innings, those wide holes, the Yorkers, those sorts of things. No reason why Coogie won't be using the bouncer as well.
Goes across the stump, smacks it straight to point. Well played, bounced it off the block. Man was in position. No one out there on the boundary. We've got a third man, a deep square or deep backward square. Macca, what does that tell you about the tactics?
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where we're looking for that ball like into the hip, out to the leg side, and then obviously trying to make it play down the ground. So then they're using that third man.
Oh, it's hit him in front.
Oh, Courtney Clark.
Courtney Clark round from backward point, sliding just down leg, or potentially he's hit it. I actually thought that was pretty good on first watch.
Yeah, I am pretty much sitting directly behind that, and I thought that was not a bad shout, but hey, the shot might got him away with it.
మిగిలిన
The old
వాళ్ళందరూ
stump might
floor
not
tack
really
first
helping us a
3.8.
lot there. Sharp delivery, but you can see from that angle that is going down leg. Thank goodness we are not standing out there as the umpire. Fisher getting up a nice work of pace here. He started with 3 dot balls.
చాలా మంది 3.8 4 seconds లో చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ నీ ట్యాక్ చూస్తే అది 11.
Changes in the pace, Matt McEwen, it really gets me these days. It's like almost half the balls are no longer, at full pace. It's slow ball bounces, it's change-ups almost every delivery.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that if you don't have 2 or 3, well, 2 or 3 is probably the bare minimum. You're sort of looking at that 4 or 5 different variations in slow ball, out the back of the hand, the cutters, the cross seamers, and then obviously a few other ones that some players obviously don't like to disguise, I guess.
Just like changing the field for George Worker, the left-hander.
తెచ్చుకోలేదు అంటే నువ్వు ఫిక్స్ అయిపోవచ్చు.
He's been out on square. Oh, it's short and struck him a nasty brute of a delivery.
It's a lovely delivery, just bounced off a length, and maybe that cross seamer just hit the strings and just, there it
Oh
goes.
yeah, back of the hand. He's played plenty of cricket, George, but that's raced onto him, banging down the pitch.
This could see a change in George's
A
mindset.
few giggles there in amongst the Stags camp. Yeah, that was a nasty lifting delivery, wasn't it? Matthew Fisher, just 21 years of age, getting up the left-handed veteran. That's width, and it's slashed away for 4.
Yeah, if I was ever going to say an onion for a batsman like George Worker, that is the short wide one outside off stump and beautifully put away through backward point. And there was no chance out there for Cartney Clark.
Yeah, pace on the ball. He'd been struck on the hand the ball before, but he said thank you very much, opened the face, and 4 runs, 21 for none after 3. Well, if they keep going like the worm reckons, we could be in for a world record total. It's going to be Scott Kugelijn, so they're 2 quicks getting 2 up top each. Leopard on strike. Oh, big swing and a miss. Everyone up rather on the offside, looking to go through or over the covers. There is Dane Cleaver, the wicket keeper. What's the tactics here from Scott Kugelijn, Matt? Is he looking to take a wicket? Is he looking to contain, or a bit of both?
Oh, I think it's one of those ones in the top 6. You're just trying to create a wicket somewhere just to get your side off to a good start.
See if they can expose the Stags middle order, but at the moment the opener's doing the job. Oh, straight back over the bowler's head. Held the shot, and they'll get a couple. Anton Devicic herring away down there. Cleans up well.
It's a lovely piece of fielding from Devi. He's got a good arm on him as well, so there's no chance to come back for 3, even though Leopard is very quick.
Held the pose well, stayed in the shape, didn't want to balloon it. Potentially another off pace.
Yeah, I think they're using those off paces quite well at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see. They haven't really looked to swing the ball a lot yet, but with these white balls, they can tend to swing after about 3rd or 4th over.
Down the leg side, and it will be a wide. The half appeal as you do down leg, Matt.
Oh, you've got to do those ones. You got to try and trick the umpire into thinking that it's not a wide.
Beautiful night here in Hamilton, and a good crowd up on the bank there. Double header, the districts taking on each other.
People really starting to roll in here. It's going to be a great night. The weather's cleared and it's been quite a nice warm afternoon.
Hamilton on the house, I think, was the slogan from the team. They do a good job here at Northern Districts Cricket. Outside half, down to 3rd man. Got to have your third man in perfect position here with these short little boundaries. You can either side and it's gone for 4.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Kugelheim with his extra little bit of pace as well. Just sort of, anything that's outside off the outside edge, it tends to fly away to the boundary. And he's got his fielders in the good position at the moment. He's using that sort of more of a squarer, fine leg and third man. So it's been good.
All right, well, Kugelheim over the wicket. He's been having a good ding-dong battle with George Worker here last over. What have they got for us this time? Gives himself room, chops it away. That's what we mentioned, the short boundary there, either side of third man, boundary 4.
Yeah, I guess that's where the third man being a touch wider as he has been, and then obviously Georgie's gone quite fine there, and it's just tickled away down to the third man boundary 4.
Yeah, he's cut that off about middle and leg stump. Gave himself room, obviously. Knew where the short boundary was, targeted it. You take it off the edge as well, all part of that shot.
Oh, you take any runs in the power play, I think.
Dion Abraham, the assistant coach there with Stags, formerly with Canterbury. Kugelheim in again. This one tucks Worker up. Good enough just to soft hands into mid-wicket. Dean Brownlee does the fielding down there. Dean Brownlee, another man who's been involved in the scene for a long time, been with the Black Caps. Still doing it out on the circuit. He could be a key man later tonight with the run chase, Matt.
Yeah, ball sliding onto Brownlee's bat. And, yeah, he's played some serious innings in his time, and he played very, very good square of the wicket. And it's one of those ones he probably will stay in his crease unless it's against the spinners, where we'll have a good run down the wicket and try and pongo it straight.
One to come in the Kugelheim over. Can't get it through. That man there, Dean Brownlee. A good finish to the over by Scott Kugelheim. It's 30 for none after the first 4. Right, we're going to have a change in the bowling. Is Brett Hampton going to come into the attack? We've also had a change upstairs where I'm delighted to say we've been lucky enough to be graced by a Northern Knight who's unfortunately not playing tonight. Anurag Verma, welcome to the commentary box. Yeah, clearly you're not out there. What's the story?
Good evening, Willie. Good evening, viewers. Yeah, it's great to be here in the comm box. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing not to be playing today, but back soon.
Yeah, rehabilitation on track.
Yeah, it's going okay. It's a bit of a patience thing, so.
Here's Hampton. Worker getting outside the line, but whips it around behind square. Won't take 2.
Ball throw out to Tim. He'll be pretty disappointed with that. Those little things make him quite grumpy, actually, so.
Is he a bit of a barking dog out there, Tim Seifert?
Yeah, he can actually. I think last game, Brett Hampton threw one in firstborn, hit him flush on the toe, and he was a bit limping after that, so it wasn't a great start.
What's been the chat leading into this game, Nareg? I mean, you don't need people to keep telling you you're yet to get a win, but you haven't been far away in a couple of those.
Yeah, I mentioned to George out there in the middle before that, Anton hasn't won a toss yet, so I think in about 8 games, so we've won that today, so I think we're on to
a good start.
We need a win. Simple as that.
Let's go. Right, and Hampton, of course, coming on first change here. So Fisher and Kugelheim up front, 2 quick premier bowlers. Give them the best chance with the new ball. Is that the theory behind bowling them both too?
Yeah, I think, especially Matt, I think it's his 5th game. Good to keep guys in early. And then obviously Brett's played a little bit more cricket.
Likes to hit the pitch. Oh, that's wonderful shot. Didn't quite get it, and it won't actually go.
It's quite a damp outfield. Instead of parks, the balls tend to plug a lot if you hit them in the air, so you've got to make sure you run them pretty hard.
Yeah, we'll see it here. He gave himself room and it just stopped there. Good piece of work though. Scott Kuhneline, I think, going back there. Christian Leopard, played against him much?
Yeah, I have actually. I played a little bit of, I think he plays for Hawke's Bay, so I've had a few games. Yeah, no, he's a very good young player, eh?
He's getting an opportunity tonight at the top of the order. Giving himself room again, digs it out. It's well bowled by Hampton.
I think their normal opener, Wiggins, he went down sick today, so Leopard gets his chance to get up the order, and he opened the batting last year and had some success, so he's a very tidy player, isn't he? Nice on the eye, just had some nice cricket shots, really.
Yeah, young man, Bill with a big future, and he's getting a good opportunity out here tonight. Oh, and he smacks that. One bounce over mid-wicket. Stand and deliver.
What a shot. A little bit shorter, wasn't it? And he was onto that pretty quickly.
Just able to stand and wait. And dispatch to the mid-wicket fence. One bounce. Not a massive boundary over there, but boy, he caught that flush. Hampton wanting to use the bouncer for the over. Two to come. Oh, this one's full. But it's worked out. Dean Brownlee sweeping around. GA in charge this year, Graham Aldridge.
Yeah, he's been very, very good with the boys. He's obviously playing a lot for ND, and a lot of the guys have played with him. I played a lot with him. He was actually my school teacher as well back in the day. So,
Oh, wow. What school was that?
and Hamilton Boys High.
Very good.
Yeah, he just brings a lot of calmness to the group. He's pretty level-headed, and yeah, I think it's all about attitude and working hard with him. You know, he knows the results will take care of themselves if we, just keep working hard and be good people.
Anurag Verma of the Knights with me up here in the commentary box. Can you tell us a little bit about the pre-season trip to BJ Wattlings? I don't know if you're involved in that, but sounded like some good team building stuff, some good old school stuff.
Yeah, it was very old school actually. So we went out to BJ's farm in the middle of nowhere really. And, had a bit of a camping experience. Neil Wagner, Colin de Gronholm sort of set up a little bit of a barbie, and they cooked up a lot of meat, as they do, South African guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we had a couple of drinks. Just a good old-fashioned bonding trip really. Bloody freezing actually.
You love to hear it.
Had my $6 Kmart tent, which did the job.
Right, to do the job?
Yep. Wasn't quite waterproof, but yeah.
Cool, midwinter trip. Well, it's Zach Gibson into the attack here, and had a fairly good start to the competition as well, Anurag.
Yeah, he bowled really, really well last game actually. 3 for I think for not many actually picking bowls. This is a very tough over. Last over, George will be looking to come pretty hard here.
This one tucks him up. It's well bowled.
Generally, your 5th and 6th overs are the crucial overs you give to the most experienced guys, and Zach's obviously been going pretty well, so he's got that responsibility today.
Especially when the openers are still at the crease, so all 10 wickets still in hand, and plenty of firepower to come when you look down that order from a Knights perspective. Yeah, it's going to be a good challenge tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a lot of firepower actually. Clarkson, Bracewell, Barnett. So yeah, it'd be nice for the Knights to get a couple of quick wickets here.
Leopard down the track, smacked, but caught. That's out. Freddie Walker comes around. Zach Gibson's got the opening breakthrough.
Yeah, that is outstanding. A little bit of change of pace there by Zach. Sort of sensing that Leopard was going to come at him, and it's worked out beautifully, and Freddie Walker just pouches another one.
Oh, Anurag Verma, you called it. They were going to look to attack in the final over the power play. Leopard, he came down, he just clothed it, and Freddie Walker does the job.
He's absolutely clothed that one. He'll be pretty livid with that. But yeah, really good to get a wicket here.
Well, it's going to be Dane Cleaver by the looks of it, the wicket keeper, who's going to come in for Christian Leopard, the man out.
Yeah, Cleaver, another dangerous player. scored a lot of runs of late. In the last 3 to 4 seasons, actually, he's obviously got his call up for New Zealand A for the odd game here and there. So,
And married in the off season, I believe, as well.
yeah, there's a few guys going down actually. A lot of guys getting married, a lot of babies being born, and
Fantastic.
yeah, it's good to see.
Going down and going up, really, isn't it? You know, it's good stuff. Well, Zach Gibson, he's come on and he's made the breakthrough. 23-year-old. Seem to recall we're winning the New Zealand Māori Cricket Scholarship a few years ago, and he's kicked on now, fully contracted with the Northern Districts. Speaking of Northern Districts, how have you found since your switch come from Wellington?
Yeah, well, obviously I left North Districts to go to Wellington for a few years, and
Yeah.
I didn't really, miss my family and friends here, so it was really good to be back here. Love Hamilton. It's one of the greatest places
How could you not
on the
on
planet, actually.
a night like this? Cleaver's first ball stands tall and cuts, and that'll get him underway.
Zach's a very, very good athlete, actually. He could have easily played rugby as well.
Right. Who does top the Northern Knights beat tests and the fitness?
Fitness, Joey Walker, actually. He's an absolute running machine. Zach's up there. Brett Hampton's another phenomenal athlete, actually. Those guys are always sort of up there.
Oh, worker. Back deep across. Looked like he wanted to hit that to Huntley and then sort of pulled out.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of interesting leaves, aren't we, in world cricket? Everyone's got their own, and that was an interesting one.
There's a man back there at deep square leg. Another off-pace delivery. Now they're going to put another one back there, going to bring up deep point.
Yeah, just trying to block off that boundary there.
Well, there's one run to go one ball rather, in the power play. If they can get out of this, 42 for 1, wouldn't be a bad result for the Knights.
It's looking to be nice and tight at his hip.
Worker might have other ideas. And he slashes, and it slashes it away. That'll run, I'm sure of it, for 4. Courtney Clark's quick, but he's not quick enough. 4 runs to George Worker. That finishes the power play with a boundary. The Stags 46 for 1 after the first 6.
Well done on that power play call, Willie Nichols. Fantastic energy throughout. And, well, Anurag, an interestingly poised match so far. I'd say all square at this stage.
Yeah, pretty modest start, isn't it, to T20 standards that we've seen lately. Their wicket sort of brings it back into more even territory, but I'd say the Stags still would be pretty happy with that 46 runs on the board.
Yeah, that's right. We always expect 10 and over in these modern day 2020s, but this pitch has been proving quite tough to score runs on. We saw in the Hines versus the Northern Spirit earlier today, the slower balls taking the pace off it. It was difficult to score straight down the ground. So a lot of square runs, but now the power play is done and dusted. The field is spread. And he made his debut last game, and he was pretty impressive, wasn't he, young Freddie Walker? Oh,
Lovely start there.
lovely start. Talking to him pre-game about his debut, he was just praying he wasn't going to get smoked for 50, so he'd be pretty happy to be back today and enjoying his early start to his T20 career.
He's a lovely bowler. He's obviously born and bred in the Waikato. Produced a lot of good spinners over the years. His brother Joe Walker, obviously one of them. But Freddie's been doing really, really well of late. It's good to see him get an opportunity.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Freddie and Joe, 2 spinners, but left and right arm combo. An interesting brother duo.
Yeah. I don't know why that is, but it's a good balance to have in the family, isn't it? Spin the ball both ways.
He'll be spinning it into Worker's arc. And for a second, finesse, delicate touch for a single. Worker slowly compiling another nice innings, 20 off 15 deliveries.
Yeah, I think it's a used wicket too. It's had quite a lot of games on it, so it was a little bit tacky when I went out there pre-game, a little bit soft on top, so the balls might be just holding a touch a little bit with that harder new ball.
Cleaver. And taking a couple to work out what that particular surface is doing. Yeah, Pakistan A were playing here against ND not long ago.
Yeah, and I think the international game was on the same wicket too.
Around the wicket. A lot of movement from Cleaver, and clever, very clever movement. Over short fine leg, 4 runs.
That is just the modern day cricketer, isn't it? To be able to hit, all parts of the ground, and that's good improvisation by Cleaver. He knew he was going to bowl a little bit shorter, so he got inside that one and just used the pace at an over fine leg.
Very exciting stuff. Jumping around the crease line, we see it so often. Batsmen going so deep into the crease. Better length, better result for
That's
Walker.
a lovely bowl. That's a lovely bowl, Freddie. I think that's going to be the key on this wicket with the spinners. It looks like if it's going to hold a little bit, just to be a touch fuller. Because if you bowl a little bit shorter, it might just sit up a little bit. So it's a nice start by Fred. I think he wouldn't mind him playing that shot that he played before.
No, that's right. And as he talks to his captain, Devsich, he might have a bowl later. He might be in the action with a catch. No, short.
And that's absolutely done, Zach, there. That spin off the turf. He's done a lot of players over the years. He's not the first.
He might get a little fine later this evening in the post-match, but that is over bowled. Stags, 52 for 1. Exciting stuff if you are just joining us. Stags playing their way into this match. You missed a thriller if you are just joining us in the Hinds versus the Spirit. Went right down to the wire. The Spirit were able to get over the line with just 1 ball to spare. Hinds very unlucky after a great fight back. But now it's time for the Dream 11 Super Smash men's competition to light up the night here at Seddon Park, as the lights do start to take more of an effect. Zach Gibson for his second. And Cleaver just says, I'll take a look at this and I'll take my time. Straight to mid-wicket.
Nice hard length by Zach there. That's the bigger boundary to the leg side he's bowling to. So it's a good length. Tuck him up nice and tight.
We've got third man, fine leg, a deep square and a long on. Cover sweeper, pretty stock standard stuff here. Where's he going to squeeze a boundary from? And he'll just nurse one into the gap. Could push for 2, but it's denied.
Good work out there by Matt Fisher. He's quite quick and he's young, so you'd expect a lot of energy out there.
There's been some amazing matches at this ground. Plenty of good Black Caps matches in this ground, and a lot of one-day games, a lot of T20 games have been won on running into those pockets, taking those 2s. But Guptill ripped his hamstring off here one back in the day. Worker on strike. Slower ball, fluttered down to third man.
It's good bowling we've got Zach. Not offering any length to work with, so pressure sort of building on the Stags a little bit.
Yeah, you can certainly tell that these boys were all watching the women's game beforehand. As I said, it was so exciting, and they were all watching and maybe taking notes with the amount of slower deliveries, taking the pace off it. Good start to the over.
See a little change in the field. Third man's just come up and mid-wicket's gone back.
Here comes. Oh, was that a leg spinner? What's he done there?
Yeah, that's a little out of the back of the hand.
His back of the hand. Creativity from the local man.
He's got a very good slow ball actually, so good to see him have that confidence tonight to use it.
That's right, that's what it's all about.
I think that's what we're going to see with this field, to be honest. Balls in the hip, sort of slower balls into the wicket. Get that out to the big side.
Deep cow has come in about 10 yards off the fence. Won't be required as Cleaver just gets a single to the cover sweeper. Moves to a saunterful 9 off 10. Brings on his skipper, George Worker, on strike.
Haven't seen a boundary for a while here, especially this over. It's been a tight over. I wouldn't be surprised, George, here if they actually try and go for it this last ball.
No doubt about it. Worker, oh, beautiful ball and well played in the end. Worker just flicking one to third man like a fly rod.
He swatted that one away. It's very, very tight over by Zach. Bowled.
57 for 1. The game is poised and I just feel something. Something is about to crack. Freddie back on for his second over of the evening. The shadows getting ever so longer. Bowling his spin into Worker, who is a ticking time bomb, I sense. 57 for 1, 8 overs. Boundary needed. Reverse, straight in front, but pitched outside maybe. A very good shout.
Well, nearly a run out of the non-strikers in too. So maybe just a little bit outside the line, I think.
He got a good stride in with that reverse sweep, but a shot I don't see Worker play very often. My old man would tell me off back in the day for trying something that you don't need to, but this is 2021 now. You've got to know how to play those shots.
Yeah, all the young kids are practicing those shots, aren't they? You've got to be able to play all around park 360, as they say. But yeah, interesting, he went to that shot.
Another one, back to back, and similar result.
Interesting, they should just, yeah. George is trying to bat right-handed and Dane's trying to bat left-handed. Interesting options here, my boys.
Yes, it is. That short third man, if you go either side of him, it's 4, because the point cover sweeper has got plenty of work to do if he misses it. Worker.
There's a bit of hold there, I think, if you bowl a nice length. It's just not quite coming on with this minute, so.
Freddie Walker will be more than happy with 2 leg byes and the dot ball. Superb start to his second over. Ticking time bomb. Worker drops back and can only force a single.
That gripped a lot, didn't it?
It sure did.
Looking forward to seeing Joe Walker bowl too. He generally gets a lot out of the surface. Spins the ball a long way.
It's certainly gripping a lot. We saw Charlotte Sarsfield in the first game ripping it as well. As Freddie comes in, it's just not coming onto the back cleaver. Looking to sweep square, but can't get it away. Superb over. Just the one from it. A couple of leg byes.
It's been a good last 3 overs, actually very tight for the Knights.
Must go. Does go.
It's well bowled by Shred. Just a little bit wider, just not letting play to his leg side there.
Yeah, that is a superb over. He is now 1 for 10 off his 2. He'll be making Captain Anton Devcic very happy as the Stags move to 60 for 1. Alrighty. We have a new bowler. Is it the brother combo? Is it the Joey Walker?
This is it. This is a combination we've all been waiting for.
How good is this? Where are the parents sitting? You know, because you better have the best seat in your house. You 2 boys in tandem.
Probably closer to the bar, I'd say. First drop bar, I think it's called. Somewhere around the vicinity there, the family and friends.
Well, his brother Fred has set the standard, so it's actually quite a hard time to come on now after such a good over before. The batsman will be looking to swing from the hip. Oh, how is that missed? He's done Worker all ends up. Welcome to the bowling crease, Joe Walker.
That is a seriously good ball first up. That is absolutely ragged off middle stump there.
What a delivery to open your account. And again at Worker. Slash, straight to cover, gone. Frustration for Captain Worker.
Lovely catch by Debbie there at cover. You can see, couldn't you, George, as it was just building up for the last 3 overs. He couldn't get a boundary away. And he just tried to give himself a little bit of room and didn't get the elevation, did he?
You're right, you could sense the boundaries weren't coming. It was difficult, but in terms of bowling in tandem, does it get much better than that? His brother Fred Walker at the other end bowled such a clinical over just prior to this one, and Joey reaps the rewards.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it for years in backyard cricket, haven't they? And it's just, it must be such a good feeling to be able to do that in the Dream 11 Super Smash.
Absolutely, and a massive part of that dismissal is that there's been 14 deliveries, 2 overs without a boundary, and you could just see the pressure cooker building, and it's cost the Stags captain his wicket. Worker gone for 23 off 22 balls.
So Josh Clarkson has come to the crease.
That's right, Josh Clarkson joins us at number 4. What a run of form he's been in as well. Such an exciting cricketer. He has been swinging for the fences up at Pookie Park to help the Stags to their 220 plus totals in the last few weeks, and he is 3rd on the Super Smash ladder for run scoring's machine. He's got 133 already this season, so the man is looking good. And Anurag, the strike rate is what excites us, 179.
Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal, isn't it? Yeah, he can hit a massive ball, actually, Josh. He's been around for a little while too.
He has.
But he's got a lovely swing of the bat, and yeah, he can send it absolutely miles.
He is maturing very nicely. His first ball. Takes his time, has a look at one, pushes it to cover. The Knights bowling very well in the middle stages after the bout.
It's a good comeback by the Knights, actually, after the first few overs.
Walker. Oh, how on earth is that missed as well? The purchase that the Walker brothers are getting. Looks like a spinner's paradise out there at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like an absolute dust bowl, doesn't it? Yeah, that one has spun back sharply as well. Lovely ball, a little bit of drift, and it just ripped.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This place is known. Good spin bowling, sweep shot a little bit more safe, and has he kept it? Well, he has, but he won't get 4. Great fielding, deep.
Yeah, Freddie Walker, actually, his brother, just helping him out there.
There they go, just working together, the duo. It's fantastic to watch.
Yeah, Joe will be absolutely thrilled with the start here. This is just what the team needed.
Joey.
Very lucky to have 2 quality spinners in the side tonight.
The wicket, just 2 runs. That one's the arm ball. Well handled, but still the runs are slowing down for the Stags. And that's the over gone, 63 for 2. Anurag, would just like to thank you for your time. It's been great hearing some insights on your fellow teammates. And it's a pleasure to welcome back Vic Lind, who has been with us all day, watching the women's game earlier. Vic, you've seen the men going at it in the first handful of overs, and as we look at the bowling statistics, Northern Knights on top.
Doing well, aren't they? Walker brothers. Outstanding. Reminds me of the Kerr sisters for the Blades.
Ah, there you go.
Bowling in tandem, so a couple of siblings and a few different teams around the country doing very well.
Yeah, they're walking their way into the side at the moment
well
if they keep this up. Straight. Another dot ball, it's building.
We saw in the women's game earlier that the spin is actually hard to play.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before, the spin is getting really good purchase here. It is an older wicket.
It still looks glorious out there though, doesn't it? Fred Walker. Another great delivery.
I do like this time of night where the sun's just starting to set, the light's coming on, but the shadows are over, and it's just picturesque.
Yeah. Fred, the younger brother of Joe, comes in again. Stepping across. Clarkson, it's aerial. It's a chance. It's a wicket. And a huge wicket. Brownlee with the safe hands in amongst the shade and sun. But what a wicket that is. The in-form Josh Clarkson goes for naught.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have been easy looking up there. You can see him after he takes that catch, him and a glare up at the sun. bit of relief there from Dean Brownlee, but you felt like something was coming, wasn't it, after those couple of overs, but thought it was bound to happen. But Dougie Bracewell.
Yes, Dougie Bracewell in next. Another man who has been in scintillating form.
He's probably enjoying being up the order a little bit more this year and getting a bit more opportunity, isn't he?
Yeah, he's always been known as an all-rounder. Early in his career, he was certainly a bowling all-rounder, but boy, oh boy, he is pushing his case to be the complete all-rounder. If he can continue his form throughout the domestic season, it's going to be great to watch.
Absolutely. Knights will be fairly happy with this start, though. Only 60 odd off that first 10.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal start. Anton Devcic winning his first toss in about 8 games, and it looks to be a very valuable one thus far.
It sounds like the Knights boys were pretty stoked by that as well. You kind of get on one of those rolls as a captain where you just keep losing tosses. I did it a few times in my career as well, and you just don't hear the end of it from your teammates.
Yeah, it's not great stuff. Do you keep calling your go-to call, or do you change it up? That's, those are the questions you've got to ask.
Yeah, and it's funny when you see people practicing the toss as well. I thought it was something that you could really practice, but anyhow.
That's when you know you're really struggling. Fred, short, dragged down and gapped. Gapped very well. Cleaver gets the first boundary in nearly 3 overs.
See that up on T20 cricket, do you? Boundaryless overs.
Yeah, it was a desperate boundary, no doubt about it.
He's really taken them from outside off, isn't he?
Freddie.
Brownlee can't quite catch up with that.
Walker looking to get that spin. That short covers come even closer with the confidence of how well he's bowling at the moment.
Yeah, the field is inside the range. Apart from what we've got down there at short fine, they are keeping quite tight, aren't we? And we see a second cover going up.
Dragged it down and he's got away with it. It sort of tucked him up, didn't it? It was that short, but it was just quick enough to tuck him up, and that'll end the over. 68 for 3. Vic, it's been fantastic to have you back here in the commentary box today. Former Auckland Hearts captain. How have you enjoyed being back up here calling the shots?
Yeah, it's quite a change. But yeah, nice to be on the other side of the boundary and still involved in the game, but without the bodily pain from after 2 or 3 days cricket in a row, which as you start to get older, it takes a little bit more.
Yeah, well, over 15 years of cricket will do that to you. As the Stags work another single.
Yeah, it was a few squats.
Behind the stumps.
Yeah.
Another man, or another player behind the stumps tonight, Tim Seifert. He's been in great form, sadly though, for the winless Northern Knights.
Yeah. He's been outstanding in the last few seasons, hasn't he, and for the Black Caps.
Oh, another one has gone straight through everyone. Joey Walker is making a tough day for Tim Seifert. That is 2 amazing deliveries, and it's run away for 4 byes. No keeper likes to see that.
It's the worst feeling, because you really feel like you've let your bowler down, even though it doesn't go against them as such. But
look at the spin there. They just Bracewell was at 6s and 7s as he just planted his big foot down the ground.
These Walker boys, they'll be wanting to wrap this pitch up and take it with them wherever they go.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Loving it.
As Walker comes in once again, controlled by Bracewell. I feel like the batsmen need to nullify that spin. They need to step across their stumps and almost take that. They can get clean bowled when it's spinning this much. They need to take that dismissal out of play.
They need to find a way, don't they?
Yeah.
1 for 3 off 1.3.
Bracewell on strike. Again, a dot ball to the short mid-wicket fielder.
Put it on a string, don't they?
yeah, this is family fun for the Walkers, bowling in complete tandem here. Wow! Look at him, he's feeling unlucky as anything.
And just like before Brownlee took that last catch, you know, you're just getting that feeling again. There's the sensation around that something's going to happen again.
Yeah, Joey Walker.
We're changing the field.
Yeah, it's not a bad one either, because you sense Bracewell, his strong zone is that leg side.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, he really does have the batsman under pressure. What an over that is. 1 run from it to his name, but the boundary for of buys mixed in there as well. Sensational spin bowling from the Northern Knights at 73 for 3.
If you had said before the game that you're going to have figures of 1 for 3 after 2 overs, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Thank you, George. Lovely night here at Seddon Park. The locals have turned up to watch their side play bowling first, and they have found some spin in the middle. Stymied the Central Stags. Powerful batting lineup at the moment. They're 73 for 3 after 12 overs. Dane Cleaver in the middle. He's been joined by Doug Bracewell. Big Dougie went boom at Pukakura Park last week. Dangerous batsman when he gets going. Ooh, straight through and out. Cleaver, he's nicked it. Seifert did the rest. They're 4 down now, the Stags.
There's nothing really to that, was there? Just looked like it was catching practice for Tim Seifert.
Greg Hampton back into the attack, hit the deck, looked like he's just trying to run it, and did run it, but straight to Tim Seifert. It's another one down here. The Knights, they're fighting back and they're getting on top.
This is what sometimes happens as well after you have a bowling partnership where the Walker brothers have come in and really tied up Stags batsmen, and then the next bowlers that come on really get to reap the rewards of their work. That's why it's such a great team, you know, individual sport within a team game.
It must be said, Anton Devcic, good captaincy. The spinners on in tandem and brought the quick man back, and it's brought the breakthrough. But what it's also brought is the man, Kieran Noema Barnett, 33 years of age, so much experience. Look at that, almost 300 games, played all around the world, skillful player, and can hit a pretty decent ball.
Yeah, it just feels like he's been around forever, doesn't it? Which, see, when you say 300 games, it's really outstanding.
Yeah, well, they're going to need all of his experience out here. The biggest thing when you're batting first, assessing what a good total is. Just talking to Anurag Verma in the back of the box, something around 150. That's what he thought might be the limits of what you'd want to chase out here, particularly with the turning and stopping, although under the lights, we speak about it a bit, the ball's sliding on. It's going to be up to these two very experienced players in the middle, Bracewell and Noema Barnett. If anyone can assess and deliver, it would be them. Courtney Clark just comes into mid-wicket there. Gee, he's a whippet as well. You watch him, if they drop and run, he'll be all over it. Noema Barnett off the mark. The run down to third man. Shot that just got Dane Cleaver out, but it was just too close to play, wasn't it?
It was.
Victoria Lynn.
Yeah, that one was a bit tight from the last wicket to play that one, but yeah, these guys, they probably will appreciate a bit more pace on the ball now. Be able to do that, just play themselves in a little bit more, run it down to third, push through the covers, gap there out to the cover. Boundary fieldsman, knock about a few singles for maybe an over or two, and then give themselves a bit more of a platform to launch in the last 5 or 6.
Hampton is into his second. The spinners, the Walker brothers, have done the damage so far. They've still got, well, Joe's got 2. Freddie's got just the 1. It's Hampton again. It's up and it's full and it's driven well. Devsic gets down well too. Just the one. Doug Bracewell's off the mark with his 6th delivery.
No matter who you are, it's always nice when you get that first run off the bat, isn't it? You know, T20, 1 day, Test cricket, whatever it is, however long it takes you.
Yep. Get off the dreaded duck. Mid off, up, cover up as well. And he just bangs it into the pitch, but it's well played from Noema Barnett down into cover, and they'll squeeze through for a single. That's what the Stags have to do. They have to keep turning the strike over here, build a little bit of a partnership, and look to explode down the bottom of the order. They've still got Ben Smith to come, Joey Field, and then it's into the bowlers, Ajaz Patel, Jaden Lennox. How crucial could they be later on this slow turning track? Blair Tickner, of course, and the 12th man, Brandon Schmurlian, not playing tonight. Doug leans back on that one, chops it down to 3rd man. And run rate sitting right on 6 and over. It'll get them up to 120. You don't think that's going to be enough though, Victoria Lind?
No, it definitely won't be. Not against this night's batting lineup, you would think. But just a bit of consolidation here from the Stags. They feel for the pace of the pitch a bit more before they go.
Whoa. He saw it was up there, mid-off and cover, wanted to go over. It's gone through. It's 77 for 4 after 13. There you can see at the top of the order, 41 from Worker and Leopard. They had the Stags on top. But the Knights have been able to break those partnerships. And it's been the Spin Twins, the Walker brothers, who've done the damage. And Freddie Walker's back on for another go. You can see that turn, throwing it out there. Asking Bracewell to play the cut shot to the ball turning in, which I was once told, Matt McEwen, don't pat the burning dog. If you're a right-hander and you're trying to cut an off-spinner, a right-arm off-spinner. Have you heard of that before?
I haven't heard of that saying, but I have been told off plenty of times by Dad saying never ever cut the off-spinner. And how many times do I cut the off-spinner? Every time.
Right. Don't pat the burning dog was how I was described. He's in a left-hander. This is going to be a good match-up with the turn. Oh, he fires it in there, squirts away. Oh, he's nearly been cleaned up at the bowler's end as well.
Joe was definitely not winning that one.
Oh, that was well bowled, wasn't it? It looks pretty tough out there when the spinners are firing it in and getting that turn, Matt.
Yeah, he's putting it out there and letting it, putting all the revs on and giving it a good chance.
Down the wicket, Bracewell, he's hit that well. Long on's got no chance.
Yeah, it's gone a long way straight, very, very quickly. Rolled through the picket fence and up into the changing room, so Seth Rance does a bit of fielding down there, cleaning the ball up and getting it back out onto the field.
Bracewell, after a period of pressure, says, I'm going to go down the wicket and I'm going to whack you straight. Back on the cut shot, that's well placed. They'll only get one though.
Yeah, Zach Gibson, good arm out there. Got around quickly and got it in the air.
We're talking totals, Matt. What will the Stags be thinking here? The little period of consolidation rather.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go with a little hiss and a roar at the end here, and if they're aiming for that sort of 10 and over for the last 6, 140.
Ooh, well bowled. That turn, that dip. Noema Barnett, he's beaten. He's going to line him up here, isn't he? This is how he plays.
Yeah.
Big Barney.
Big Barney's going to probably have a wee dip here.
With the ball turning, is it still on? Oh, fired in, worked away.
Dean Browning quickly off the deep square boundary rope and just into that inner circle, and only one scored.
8 off the over, the boundary from Bracewell. 85 for 4, the Stags after 14. Six overs to go here at Seddon Park. Stags looking to boom late here and get themselves up to a defendable target. Second game of the day on this wicket after Northern Spirit got home against the Hinds earlier today. It's the Stags in the middle right now. It's Noema Barnett and Bracewell, the experienced pairing. Oh no, almost a mix-up. Kieran Noema Barnett was having none of that quick single at the bottom of his feet. Brett Hampton here.
Yeah, Hampton could be key in this game. He's obviously bowled a very, very good couple of sets here, and obviously gives it a good old whack with the ball, with the bat later in the night. He might be the guy they might use a little bit of a floater, just have a little dip later in the evening.
Yeah, it was 5 overs to go after this. The spinners will have 2. Gibson's still got 2 as well, so options up the sleeve for Captain Devsich. Oh, big swing and an edge behind. That's Noema Barnett's innings comes to an end. 4 from 7. It's Hampton, that man again.
Yeah, it's a great delivery. Just rose off a length. Could be a wee cross seamer there, and just kicked off that length. And Noema Barnett looked to go over point, and just got a fine little nick on it, and straight through to Tim Seifert.
Yeah, just rolled the fingers across it. Surprised that edge carried all the way through to Tim Seifert, who did the rest. It's another one down. The Stags 5 for 85 now. Good crowd in on the bank, and they're enjoying what they're seeing from their night so far. Disciplined bowling display through the middle. They'll put the screws right on the Central Stags here, and they're going to have work to do if they're going to be able to get a total on the board. The new man, though, coming to the crease, into the lineup today, Ben Smith, specialist batsman, Matt.
Yeah, very, very top-class batter. He's I would say he's more of a 4-day batter, but he's done a hell of a job at the top of the order for the CD Stags in the one-day comp, and so there's no reason why he can't let it rip.
So you're saying he's got a good technique?
Yeah, he hits the ball beautifully. Yeah, going back a few years now, he under-19 tournament up in Auckland, he went 4 back-to-back hundreds, batting at the top of the order. So, but his career has moved on a long way since then, and yeah, he scored maybe even 900 runs a couple of seasons ago in the 4-day competition.
Well, if he can get something going with Doug Bracewell here. Doug Bracewell been in good form so far this tournament. But it's Smith on strike for his first ball. Hampton into the deck again. He's had success tonight with that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's worked out what length to bowl on this wicket, and then he's using his change of pace, change of pace, and having a real good night. 2 overs, 2.3 overs, 2 for 14. If you can finish this over well, you'll probably bowl one towards the death as well.
Yeah, well, there's 5 to go after this. So should be doing the maths. And he's underway.
Out to the deep cover point boundary and just trots through for the 1. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting old conclusion to this innings. 86 for 5 after 14.4, and someone's got to do something special here to get them sort of past that 130, 140 mark.
Yeah, well, they were going at 8s at the start with the power play, and you imagine that might be a forward to the next innings where up front, easy to score, but gets hard through the middle. Bracewell, big swing, but can't get it on, but it's got away from Seifert, and they'll scramble through for a single. Every run so important at this stage, Matt McEwen.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing from there from Seif. He's having a bit of a tough time behind the pegs tonight, but you know he'll be ready to go off the bat. Don't you worry about that, Willie.
Well, the off-pace deliveries, of course. Bouncing at your shins, never nice.
Just get the knees down, mate. Get the MS Donny onto it, mate.
You're an all-rounder, weren't you, Matt? Rather than a keeper?
Yeah, didn't really keep too many games of cricket, mate.
Smith, the last ball of the over. And just chops that one down to third man. Take the single. It's 88 for 5 after 15. There's 5 to go here at Seddon Park under the lights. The Stags trying to put a total on the board. Yep, it was Worker and Leopard up top. It got them going. Cleaver came in as well. But since then, it's been hard work for the Stags. The Knights have used their bowlers well. The slower bowlers in particular, the Walker brothers, put on a bit of a spin bowling clinic on this wicket. It has seemed to be favourable to the guys who turn it. And we'll see the likes of Patel, Lennox and maybe George Worker later on tonight look to exploit that as well.
Those spin options will be key later in the night, and even Noema Barnett, you know, but roll his fingers across a few, throw a few knuckies down, and we'll see what happens.
Knuckies, knuckleball, slower one. Yep. Here he is again. Oh, look at that turn. Pitched potentially a foot outside off, and it's hit him on the splice, coming back at off stump.
It's really
Joe Walker.
Really taking full advantage of their spinning wicket tonight. Really making the most of it.
Joey Walker getting it to absolutely rip out here. Maybe Doug Bracewell will look to go with the spin to the long boundary. Well, that's exactly where he does go, out into the deep. Kugelein's out there and he's got an absolute rocket of an arm, and they will only get one.
Yeah, Coogie's not a guy you take on out there. Absolute rocket when he wants to let it go.
It's good captaincy from Devcich here, isn't it? Getting the off spinner, he bowls it in there, he turns it. Got to make them hit to the big boundary, Matt.
Yeah, 69 metres out there tonight.
Oh yeah, it's well bowled. Captain in there on the one. It's tough stuff. We were talking 150, maybe we should be talking 130 out here as a sort of total to try and post, because it looks tough through the middle.
Oh, definitely. It's got harder and harder as the night got on.
Brilliant bowling, really. In T20 cricket, you've got a spinner really challenging the batsman here. Conditions are favourable, you've still got to put the ball in the right position.
Yeah, we were joking a bit earlier on that maybe having a wee short leg in, but obviously not this time of the game.
There's a doozy. He's in again. Oh, look at that turn.
I genuinely couldn't tell you what I would be doing to this bowling. It's spinning a long, long way. Only thing I'd be trying to do is run down the wicket and have a good old heave.
Yeah, well, we saw Doug Bracewell have success with that last over. Walker, he's in a real rhythm here. Smith can get it away and get it down there for one. It's a good over too, just 3 from it in the 16th of a T20. The Stags, they're 91 for 5. We're going to have a couple of changes up here. I'm out, George Harper's in, and Anurag Verma is going to be supporting him for the final 4 overs.
Many thanks, Willie Nichols, Matt McEwen. What a 4 overs it could be. It's going to need to be a fiery one from the Central Stags if they're to put a total on the board. That merits some good competition. Mr. Verma, what a bowling display.
Yeah, it's been a bloody good last 10 overs, isn't it? Since the power play, Knights have really controlled the innings beautifully here.
Hampton for his last over, short again. Pulled away from Ben Smith.
Yeah, another change of pace there, wasn't it, from Brett Hampton? Yeah, looks like that's the play.
For mine, the toss is all of a sudden looking extremely important. Talking to Anton Devcich, he played it down before the game. But as the lights take effect, the ball's going to start skidding on the surface later this evening. It's Hampton. Oh, that's aerial. It's got to be caught.
Yeah.
It's got to be caught. And it is. Bracewell goes. Another wicket. The Stags in trouble.
Yeah, he's absolutely filthy there, Bracewell. He thought that length might have been there to hit out of the park, but he's just got the toe into the bat, hasn't he? And just clothed it to Scott Kugelheim, I think it was, at long on there. Good catch.
The Central Stags, who have been lighting up the Dream 11 Super Smash, are finding themselves in all sorts of trouble. 92 for 6. Bracewell goes for 9 of 13 balls.
It's just going to get a lot harder now for the Central Stags with the Ajaz rolling out to the wicket. Predominantly a left arm spinner, but he'll have an important job here with the bat.
Well, you'd think he'd be licking his lips as we head into the second innings. Ajaz, a beautiful bowler of spin himself, the art of spin I'd call it. But now the total falls heavily on the shoulders of Ben Smith, who's been called back into the squad today with Captain Tom Bruce away on paternity leave.
Yeah, Ben will be looking to take this opportunity, wouldn't he? He's probably been out fishing, no doubt. He's a bit of a keen fisherman. We'll have to get an update later of how he's been going this summer, actually.
Yeah, that's right. We're both very keen fishermen. He's damn good at it. His face is up now, and he's pretty good at cricket too, but couldn't quite get that one, which has been the theme of the day.
One of the few on-pace deliveries we've seen in the last 10 overs. Good one there, Beaupre. Good drop ball.
So, 21 deliveries remaining. You know, at worst, another 20 is, we need to get 125 to get something from this. Well bowled.
Beautifully bowled there.
Inside the bat.
Perfect Yorker by Hampton there.
As a bowler, how often are you looking for that wide hole? It was such a popular ball last season and even the season before that, but now it's not bowled as much. What's the thoughts?
Well, it all depends on the ground dimensions really, and the batsman really. You work out where his hitting zones are and you want to take it away generally. So
slower, shorter, straight to the field. Well, the fielder can't see it, but luckily that's what mates are for. As Brownlee comes around and saves the boundary, the sun is beaming into their eyes out there.
Yeah, a bit of confusion there. I can tell you that side of the ground is absolutely horrendous to field in the first innings of a night game here. Generally, when I always run out, I run out of the changing rooms and turn right and make sure I'm on the other side of the ground, so captain can't, place me in front of the sun.
Full wide, and
Lovely
that one is piercing cover, late cover drive, and well fielded once again. Phenomenal stuff out on the boundary ropes. It's a good sight for any captain when the fielders are backing up your bowlers so well.
It's pace on, isn't it? Just get it on a little bit more. Made it a little bit easier, didn't it? To time the ball. So.
Yep. As I mentioned not long ago, I really do feel like this was a good toss to win with the surface only going to get better for batting as the moisture in the air comes out and the white ball starts just kissing off later in the day, and I feel like it'll make the run chase a lot easier for the Knights.
I still think it might still grip it at night a little bit. It can get a little bit tacky on top, and the wicket is still tacky.
There's no
chance
I
it's
think
going to try.
out there, mate.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
To be fair, I'd have to land it to do that. But either way, Stags 96 for 6. Just 3 overs remain. And once again, they continue with spin, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Henry Cooper into the attack. He's a bit of a part-timer, but he's got a lot of ability with the ball. Can bowl leg spin as well, but I think he's going to opt to bowl off spin today.
Sammy Cooper, that looks like a fresh little haircut for the
lovely
tally
little
tonight. Looking good, mate. Wearing the number 14 jersey. Roundy cut. Great start. He is licking his lips here.
He does put a few revolutions on it, but if he's gripping it and turning it, it's a good day to bowl spin out there.
Comes round again, movement from the batsman and just flicked into the gap. Ajaz will be very lucky to get 2. But he gets one.
Yeah, if I'm correct, Henry might correct me after the game, but I think Ben Horn cut his hair a few weeks ago and he tried the old razor fade on the side, but it wasn't quite on point.
Yes, man, no, that old flat is
just
trouble.
That blending component just wasn't quite there.
We can't be seen singing their praises too much in the broadcast. They'll be grinning ear to ear. He was very excited before the game, but he's bowled 2 good balls, so I don't think he should get too excited yet, because with just a couple of overs remaining, anything can happen here. It's in the arc. Oh, it's not out of the park. Could be a run out. Oh, he's held on to it. The safe play. Give it a crack.
You have a go, son. You got 2 guys backing up there, but that's all right. Dots are still gold at this stage.
Dots are certainly gold. We're getting to that point. 2.3 overs. You've just got to go. And he squeezes a single out. Could be his chance. Nice little flick and a dive. Cooper looking good.
Yeah, he started well, isn't he? He's just hitting a nice little length there, and he's bowling very tight, so making sure he's getting hit to the onside, the biggest side of the ground.
And now the most important thing is he's got the new batsman, and very much a part-time batsman, and Ajaz Patel, spinning away from his outside edge as well, so you sense that there could be a wicket-taking opportunity late in the piece here as the Stags need to force runs. Plenty of space. Plenty of space on the leg side.
Just moving his point a little bit finer there, I think. Doesn't want that ball being cut.
Wow. Wow, how's that missed the stumps?
That has turned and bounced. It's a tough shot. It'll be a very good effort if Ajaz can get a few balls into the stands here. If the batsman can do it, yeah, it's a tough ask asking you bowlers to come and do it.
Last ball for Cooper. It's on line, it's on length, and it's just a single. He will be top of the world. The part-time offie has bowled a superb over. 3 off it. The Stags still can't quite tick over the 100 mark. It's 99 for 6. What an interesting afternoon it's been. What looked like to be the scoring frenzy. The Stags got off to a fiery start, but then the Walker brothers turned up in tandem. They bowled superbly well. 3 and 4 overs respectively. Superb stuff. 13 and 14 runs from each. They have been turning it, but they've also been landing it and landing it in the perfect spots.
Yeah, it's been a very good bowling display, isn't it, in the middle overs by the Knights, and certainly the spin has helped.
And for his last over, to even up with his brother, here comes Freddie Walker. Charged, hit straight, it's a glorious shot from Patel. Has it gone all the way almost? No. That's a cricket shot, that's a batsman shot.
That's a hell of a shot by Ajaz. He just little dance down the wicket and he's just whacked it straight over the bowler's head.
He just stands there and says, batsman, take a look at this. I'll bring up the 100 runs for the Stags. Changing to round the wicket and intelligent leave. That's a wide all of a sudden.
Oh, he's looking very tidy, isn't he? He's looking like a proper batsman out there.
As per usual, he would say.
He is a very tidy looking player, I must say. You know, he's got a nice setup.
Now, Freddie Wilson. That's up. It's high, but not far enough. It's going to be taken. Another catch in the outfield. Wicket time for the Northern Knights.
Yep, beautifully bowled by Freddie Walker. Just a little bit of air, but I think that angle change is just not given Ajaz the room to free his arms here, so he's sort of mistimed it, and Brett Hampton just eats those catches up for breakfast, really.
Yeah, buckets for hands out at long on, and sadly for Patel, he goes for 6 off 6. A much needed 6 though, as Freddie Walker gets a great wicket. Walking out to the field is Joey Field. He's going to need to sort the fielders out, maybe go over their heads and get some maxis, because the Stags are only 104 for 7. If my maths is correct, there is only 10 balls remaining. So they should be aiming for, I guess, about 16 off those 10 maybe, with the way they're going. It's not going to be easy.
No, I mean, anything over 120 here, they could be in the game, but yeah, once again, we just don't know until both teams have had a crack on their wicket.
Yeah, until both teams have had a dance, but for mine, it's Ben Smith's turn to light it up. He needs to do it, and he can't, because this spin bowling is just absolutely Steve Devine.
That is just well bowled, isn't he? He's just bowling that quicker pace with a lot on it, and obviously the wicket's assisting him, so it's quite hard to use your feet. And
Reverse sweep has to be on here.
well
Just
bowled
the
again.
single, well bowled, nice and straight. Yeah, I think Dev Sitch has set his fields really well to his bowlers. I guess it's a much easier assignment when your bowlers have it on a string.
Yeah, he's marshalled the troops pretty well, hasn't he, all night? But
Surprised he hasn't bowled himself, actually.
yeah, I think when you got two quality spinners and Coops to do a bit of a job there in the middle, I think he's
Field, first delivery, spooned out to cover for a single.
yeah, that's a classic tail-ender shot, isn't it? I don't think he's been watching that. There's a lot of spin there, and he's just trying to whip that one out to the leg side and got a leading edge.
Last ball of the over needs to finish strong. Smith. Dart. Brilliantly bowled. Brilliantly bowled. What a spell.
That is seriously good bowling. That is tough to play, I can tell you.
Sensational spell from Freddie Walker. It's been a day out for their family. 106 for 7 in the penultimate over. Just 6 balls to come. Anurag, who's going to bowl this final over? It looks like Coops.
It looks like the year's men representative out there tonight.
Well, well, well. Would he believe it? He is bowling the death over. That just shows you what this pitch is doing. No disrespect, Mr. Cooper.
He actually, in one of our one days against Otago, we lost Jake Gibson, our fast bowler, in the first over. He slipped over and hurt his ankle really bad, actually. So we had that bowler down, and Coops actually did a really good job, only going for sixes on a pretty good wicket. So
Field on strike, just needs to get off strike, but he'll get off strike, but in the wrong fashion. He's gone, another wicket. Cooper takes the chocolates.
very well bowled there by Coops. Lovely length. You just can't get under that, can you? And even at this stage of the game, that's what they're looking for, the batters. And Field, uses that outside edge once again, but this time straight into the hands of Joey Walker.
Yeah, it's a very ambitious shot, but it had to be played with just one over to go. But at the end of the day, it's got Ben Smith on strike, 5 balls remaining. He needs to just eke out 10 somehow, 2 boundaries to put some sort of respectability into this Stags total.
Yeah, a couple of lusty blows here from Ben would be nice to get to around that 120 mark, but looks like it's going to be very difficult here. Potentially the Stags, could have looked to work the ball a little bit more in the middle. They were trying, it was not easy. But that can be the difference, George. Those 1s and 2s in the middle on a tough surface can sort of bring you up to that 120, 125 mark.
Absolutely, as Blair Tinkner joins Ben Smith at the non-striker's end. 5 balls remain in the Stags' first innings. Around the wickets, the reverse, we talked about it earlier and he's played it well. There's the boundary the Stags needed. Ben Smith with a great reverse sweep.
That is a hell of a shot. That's what the doctor ordered. You called it, George. And he's pulled that one out of the bag. Beautiful shot behind point there. No one out there this time of game.
Very crisp along the ground, and they've adjusted the field appropriately.
Timed that one nicely, didn't he? Got a good piece of that.
Cooper now needs to adjust, but just needs to make sure he lets the pitch do the work. Movement, and it's short. Should be 2. Should be. Oh, it's spun! And he's got some support. Katani Clark out there, but what that's done is it's got Ben Smith, the danger man, back on strike. 17 off 20. It's been a workmanship of an innings, but it's been required.
That was very lucky there by Scott Kugelheim. That's the second play we've seen being done by the spin here. It's a very grippy outfield.
3 balls to go. Steps across. Tries to get it over. Fine leg, and he's done it. He's done it. 2 boundaries in the over. Ben Smith is fighting for the Stags.
Yeah, that's the way to play it, eh? That sort of length, just get inside it and use the pace, and very, very nice shot over short fine leg there.
yeah, that's where you've got to access sometimes. It's so hard to hit straight, so hard to clear the rope, so he's using his angles well against Cooper. Now he charges and it hits high on the blade. Needs to get two. Keeper's end. Oh, great fielding and probably a wise decision, but that means he will not be on strike for the last ball. And, well, Blair Tickner, let's see what you've got, mate.
Yeah, haven't seen Blair Tickner bat too much, to be honest, but I'm sure he's got a big one in him.
Well, there has been 0 sixes this innings. Last ball. Tickner goes high. And he's going to be caught. Seifert underneath it. That sums up the Stags innings. Cooper takes 2. The Stags all out for 117.
Yeah, Knights will be happy with that. 117. I mean, it's a pretty tough wicket, but I think yeah, the Knights will be pretty confident to chase this down. It's always nice knowing that, you know, that you don't have to chase many runs and you can pace your innings. So